One day, coming home from school, this little girl was tired. She was bleeding. She was hurt. She was in pain. She was dripping in blood. Her nose was bleeding. Her face was swollen. She was tired. She was tired of getting picked on, getting laughed at, getting bullied at. Every day going to school, she would cry before she even got in the school building. She would cry because she knew that as soon as she walked in, there were going to be problems. People was going to laugh at her. They was going to pick at her, spit on her, throw trash at her, say she was nothing. She's trash. You're garbage. Nobody cares about you. Nobody wants you. You're never going to be nothing in life. People hate you. You're poor. You're ugly. She would tell the teacher, but it wouldn't work. She would tell the principal. It still wouldn't work. So one day she just got tired of it all. She went home crying. She decides to pray, but the enemy kept on telling her, "You're nobody. You're stupid. You're ugly. You might as well just kill yourself now. You will never amount to anything in life. You're useless." So she prays harder and harder, but the enemy just overthrows her, overthrows everything, distracts her. So she just decides to clean the dishes to get her mind off of things. As she looks in those soap water, she sees herself. She picks up a knife to cleanse it. She looks at the knife. She sees her reflection. She looks back at the water. She slaps down on the water because she's disgusted in herself, because she let the people get to her. She thinks that she's nothing. She begins to pray. This time the devil doesn't win. God wins. She cleans the knife. She's walk away. She says, "I am something. I am somebody." The next day she goes to school. She walks in, people laughing at her, picking at her, boys spitting on her, throwing trash at her, saying, "You stink, you stink." The bell rings, it's time for lunch. The girls decide to jump her, beat on her, pull her hair, call her names. She rushes home, nobody's there. She goes into her father's private room. She sees that he didn't close the safe all the way. She goes to close it, but she sees a light that glares out of it. She opens it to see what it is, and it's a gun. She sees the gun, and while looking at the gun, she sees her reflection. She sees something that's not worth nothing, that's useless, that nobody cares about. 5 minutes later, she begins crying, saying, "What's the point? What's the point of living? Nobody cares about me. People pick on me. They bully me. Why? I'm tired of it all. I'm tired." She puts the gun through her mouth. She says, "I'm sorry." Then bang, the gun goes off. She's laying there, dead. There's brain matter all over the walls, the floors, the pictures, everything. 2 days later, her family arrives from a family trip to go pick up her brother. Her little brother rushes in the house, happy, jumping around, looking for her sister, calling her, "Sister, sister, sister, I'm home. Where are you? Where are you?" He finally gets to the dad's private room, sees red stuff all over the walls. He begins to touch it, thinking, "What is this?" He walks behind the desk, scared. As he bends over the desk, he sees the gun. He glances to the right a little, sees his older sister with half of her head blown off. He begins to cry and panic and scream. He begins to stand there and shake, crying. He begins to get traumatized about the scene. It's horrible. His father rushes in. He sees the blood all over the walls. He looks and sees his son shaking, trembling, in fear, pointing. The dad walks up closer with fear, scared, shocked. Lives down on the floor to find his daughter, his only daughter. Traumatized. He begins to yell and cry and say why. Why? He begins to hold his son tightly, takes his son out the room, sits him on the hallway chair. He begins yelling, rushing to the phone, calling the police. The wife, she's confused. She doesn't know what's going on. She's questioning, like, what's going on? What's going on? What happened? Is everything okay? The husband, he won't say anything. The police picks up. He begins crying, yelling, saying, help me, my daughter. Come quick, come quick. He hangs up before he can even say where they're at. 15 minutes later, the police finally finds where the call came from. They go to the house. You see the father and the mother outside waving to see that it's them, that this is the place to come. While everybody is outside, they left the son inside. The mother and father outside talking to the police and to the ambulance, crying in fear. But there's only one person that they forgot about. The little son, he's still in the house. He goes back in the room, picks up the gun, looks at it, and says, why, sister, wherever you go, I will go. I want to be with you. Why did you leave me? Bang. The gun goes off. The little brother, he falls. He gets hit in the chest. He's bleeding rapidly. The police and the ambulance people rush into the house. The mother and father are standing in shock, wondering, oh no. They run in the house to see their son laying next to their daughter. They're holding hands. Dead, both of them. 3 weeks later, the mother and father decides to move, to get away from the trouble, to get away from the hurt, the pain of their loss. They end up pregnant, having another child. It's a girl. They name her after their son and their daughter who died. Growing up, the little girl doesn't have no older brother or sister to look up to, but yet she sees pictures of them laughing, happy. As she looks at the picture, she begins to wonder, as she got older and older, where are my brothers? Where are my sister at? The mother finally tells her the story. She begins to wonder, who would do something like this? Why are there people out there picking on other people? Why do we live in this cruel world? She begins to go to church. She begins to pray.